Graham, can we talk about some of the leaders of New Atheism? There are some celebrity leaders. Do you think New Atheism can survive without them?
Yeah, I think New Atheism will go on for quite some time. For one very simple reason, it provides a market. You know, there is a live market there. It is live, it is online, it's not going anywhere. I think some Christian leaders have pronounced the death of New Atheism, and I think that's unfortunate because it's very much alive and well, and they don't really seem to get what New Atheism is about. The first thing you have to say is that New Atheism has pulled in more celebrities as time has gone on. Celebrities, we put that in inverted commas, more big hitters. Steve Pinker seems happy to be associated with it. Stephen Hawking seems happy to be associated with it. Jerry Coyne has come in. Lawrence Krauss has come in. These are not insignificant academics. You know, these are the guys who you get the right op-eds in Wall Street Journal. So there's going to be a steady supply of big names who want to be associated with this. Secondly, there's a market there for people to want to tap into. But I think the third thing that people miss out on is that New Atheism was never really about making a big dent in the academy. And this is where, when you sometimes hear Christian leaders who are academics saying New Atheism hasn't made the impact you think, New Atheism is going away, it was never about impacting the academy. The aim is to ridicule the chinos, or cinos, Christians in names only. You ridicule those guys in the middle, the guys who go to church at Christmas, the guys who think Christianity's okay, the guys who aren't really that into religion but will write down on a census that they go to a Christian denomination. You want to get that stopped. You want to make society secular as possible, and so you ridicule them. They're not going to become new atheists, but they might stop saying they're Christians because they don't want to be associated with this ridicule that's coming from the new atheist movement. I've seen there's no evidence that these blogs or forums are less popular than they were before. New Atheism has even managed to have its own schism between Atheism Plus and the traditional New Atheists. It's alive and well, and it will keep going for some time, and we do need to take their rhetoric very seriously.
And yet some of these people are quite happy to speak of being culturally Christian. Why do you think they're happy to accept that kind of religion?
I think Dawkins has been prepared to say that he's a culturally Christian. He said that recently, really because he wants to, I think he has to acknowledge that there's a Christian history, that you can't understand, for example, Shakespeare unless you understand the Bible would be his argument. But he would want to see that as part of the past. So it's part of our history, it's part of what we thought of back then. But if you want to be modern, if you want to be up to date, you've got to reject this. So he's not saying that we should write Christianity out of history. He's just saying that nobody in their right mind could believe it today. And there might be some cultural good out of it, some nice paintings, some nice music. And people need to understand a little bit about the Bible to grasp that. But really, their target is the guys in the middle, the guys who will identify as belonging to the denomination. And the interesting thing is, the new atheist argument is these guys aren't taking religion seriously enough. If they knew what it was really about, they wouldn't be Christians in name only. And really at the end of my book, what I'm saying is exactly the same thing. If you really understood what Christianity is about, if you understand who Jesus is, who he claimed to be, if you really understood what it meant for God to send the Son to die for you, you couldn't be a Christian in name only. And this is where new atheists and evangelicals are agreed. This is not a matter of turning up at Christmas and Easter. It's more important than that. And towards the end of the book, I really am trying to take aim at people and say, listen, I don't want you to read this book and walk away thinking, well, that's an interesting theory these guys have. You've got to make a decision here. You've got to really see how serious this is. And polite disagreement really isn't on the cards. You either accept this gospel and act on it, or you reject it with just as strongly as the new atheists do.